More than 923,000 Arizonans lost access to food aid today as the nation's largest anti-hunger program pauses for the first time. This comes as federal funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, ran out during the ongoing government shutdown. A federal judge ordered the USDA to use contingency funds to help keep payments going. But the Arizona's Department of Economic Security tells us the SNAP suspension hasn't been lifted yet. So SNAP recipients are not able to receive November benefits until federal funding is released to the states. In a statement, they told us our team is standing by to take immediate action when funding is made available to issue SNAP benefits. While the situation plays out in courts, 12 News journalist Maria Stobbs shares how those who are most vulnerable are turning to their community for help.
I live on a fixed income, and right now, I really need help with groceries and things like this.
Mary Moraga is one of hundreds in line for emergency food. Like many pulling up to the drive-thru, she's just trying to keep up as prices rise and food aid runs out.
People out of work, and now that they cut food stamps and all that, people do. They really do need it.
Despite 2 federal court orders to resume funding, it's not clear if or when that will happen.
There are people out there that are really scared, people who are normally food stamp or SNAP recipients that don't have those available today, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to feed their families.
So nonprofit St. Vincent de Paul stepped in with an emergency food distribution. Good morning. Hello. Dozens of volunteers greeting families and handing out boxes of food.
We will be giving them out fruits, chicken, beef, vegetables, all that stuff, even snacks for the kids that they need.
In total, 207 families came through. That's about 60 more than they usually see at their food distributions.
I talked with some of them that are queuing up in this line today, and they're really scared. They know that this food is so needed.
To keep resources flowing, the Arizona Diamondbacks pitched in, donating $50,000 to the nonprofit.
It's an important time for every single one of us to step up to the plate.
For now, it's neighbors helping neighbors.
I am thankful that they are out here, providing and helping the community that really needs it,
Keeping families fed until federal aid returns. Good morning. Reporting in Phoenix, Maria Stobbs, 12 News.
To help those in the community who are in need, Living United for Change in Arizona, or Lucha, is helping by hosting 2 community events. Now, the first food distribution was held today in Phoenix. Volunteers spent the day helping to hand out food boxes.
Well, I think that in a nation as big as the United States, we know that families are still scared and experiencing food insecurity. So even with or without SNAP benefits, I think it's important for us to come together and help each other, because when big things like this happen in politics or beyond, it's us, the community, who's going to kind of save each other.
On Tuesday, Lucha will also hold a volunteer event to help pack food boxes at a local food pantry. If you or a family member is in need, head on over to our website for local food resources at 12news.com.
Put me on death row, set the execution date for right now. The victims want it, the victims' families want it, I want it, and the taxpayers want it.
That's the man accused for brutally murdering a beloved pastor earlier this year just north of the valley. In a previous interview with us, Adam Schief admitted to the murder and demanded he be put to death for his crimes. Now the Maricopa County Attorney's Office announced they are seeking the death penalty against him. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly joins us now live in studio. Chase, you spoke with Schief about the murder and his want for the death penalty. Did he say why he wants to be put to death?
JD told me he wants it to be a big demonstration. It's also because he doesn't actually believe he will die, telling me it's just his spirit being separated from the flesh. But attorneys I spoke with say even with the county and Schief both calling for the death penalty, that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
I only want to execute and crucify the priests that are leading the flock astray.
Adam Schief telling me back in June while he was behind bars, he planned on killing 14 priests from around the country. His first and only victim before he was arrested was Pastor Bill Shaneman of New River.
And then I just followed him home. and then I will return on Sunday to execute and crucify him.
A full confession from Sheaf, who also demanded he be put to death.
I'd like them to put me on death row, and I'd like them to set the execution date quickly.
Now, months later, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office announced they are seeking the death penalty against him, saying the murder was especially cruel and heinous, that Sheaf relished in it. While it seems both sides want the same thing, Attorney Benjamin Taylor, who represented defendants also facing the death penalty, says Sheaf's lawyers still have an obligation to keep him alive.
Even though the client may want a death sentence, the attorney's job is to make sure that the client gets a life sentence, no matter what the client wants.
He also said with cases like this, it could take years before it even goes to trial.
Death penalty cases can go to 5, even up to 10 years or more before you even see a trial set.
Then after all of that, if Sheaf is found guilty, it will be up to a jury to decide if he should be put to death or not. And if the jury finds out this is what Sheaf wants,
you might see a jury more likely to give him the death penalty if he asks the jury for the death penalty.
But Taylor also believes a big part of this trial will be Sheaf's mental health, to see if he is competent to stand trial or deserves the death penalty. When I asked Sheaf about this,
have you ever considered that you're just mentally unwell?
No, I mean, maybe I'm the one that sees the truth, and maybe it's everybody else that is deceived by Satan.
Now, Sheaf had his arraignment pleaded not guilty to the charges he's facing, including first-degree murder, but Taylor said the reason why is if he did plead guilty, he would have likely spent his life behind bars and not get the death penalty. Jade?
A lot of people following this case very closely. Thanks so much for your reporting tonight, Chase. A 21-year-old died after being hit by a car earlier this morning. It happened near 23rd Avenue and Baseline Road. Police say when they got to the scene, Latwan Dossie was unconscious, but then died not long after. Officers say Dossie likely was hit by a vehicle, and according to authorities, evidence at the scene shows the car could possibly be a gray-colored Audi. If you know anything about this case, you are asked to call police, or you could call Silent Witness. You can remain anonymous at 480-WITNESS. A woman is dead and a man is seriously hurt after a shooting in Phoenix. It happened last night near 91st Avenue and Indian School Road. When officers arrived, they found 2 adults who'd been shot. We are told it started as a domestic dispute. The woman was identified as 50-year-old Chandra Lynn Pegler. The man's identity, though, has not yet been released. And dozens of protesters marched today as part of a bigger campaign called Disappeared in America. They started at the Home Depot near 36th Street and Thomas and made their way to ICE headquarters. And here's what organizers say about the reason for their march.
We're having a Day of the Dead commemoration of the people that have died in the hands of ICE and some of the people that have also died crossing the border. Because they had their families here. And also, we're also sending a message to Home Depot that they have the right not to allow ICE to come in here, but they choose to do it, not only here, but nationwide.
After marching the nearly 5 miles to ICE headquarters, the group planned on holding a vigil in front of the building. The Tempe and Phoenix Fire Department teamed up today during a mountain rescue. Take a look at this video. It happened in Tempe near Mill and Rio Salado. We are told the hiker was airlifted and taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Well, it's November 1st, which usually means temperatures start to cool, right? But apparently that is just not the case. So we want to bring in meteorologist Chris Dunn. Now, Chris, I want to wear my winter clothes.
Yeah, and typically, if this were a typical November, you would be able to do just that. In fact, look at how November really cools off. These are the average highs, the daily highs in Phoenix. By November 8th, 80 degrees. And by just after Thanksgiving, 70 degrees is the average daily high temperature in Phoenix. Guess what it was today? Nearly 90 degrees. That was 5 degrees above the normal of 83, but we're staying away from records, so it can get really hot at this time of the year. And at least we do have the mornings. The mornings, there's a little bit of a chill in the air. 63 degrees at 6 a.m. The sun comes up just before 7 a.m., rising up to, 90 degrees. This is not the only 90 I have in the forecast.